I'm Jordan Hatfield. This is Faster Film Critic. Today on the show, we talk Flight Risk with Kolter and Chase Fugel. Flight Risk is a 2025 aviation crime thriller directed by Mel Gibson, starring Michelle Dockery, Mark Wahlberg, and Topher Grace. Y'all need a pilot? Get in. We're going cinephiling. Buenos dias, muchachos. ¿Cómo están?
Hi, buenos dias.
How you guys doing today?
I'm great.
Good, man. How are you guys?
Ready to talk Flight Risk?
I don't know if I am.
Not ready? Not ready for this, dude? Buckle up, man. Flight's taking off.
Oh, God.
We're taxiing.
Yeah.
We're entering the runway.
Yeah. Are we sure this is a Mel Gibson movie? Are we sure about that?
Oh. Do you guys know the most dangerous point of any flight?
I'm assuming it's either taking off or landing, hitting birds, having Mark Wahlberg as your bald co-pilot. I don't know.
Mark Wahlberg. It's the first 1,000 feet, man. The first 1,000 feet when you're taking off is the most dangerous. Because if something happens, you don't have the elevation to turn around.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
This film did not survive the first 1,000 feet.
Right.
And just a couple of minutes into this film, it had already crashed and burned for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like, before the title credits even started, I was like, yep, I'm done. I am ready to walk out. You get that moose? He taps on the window and he opens the screen and there's this big moose standing there looking at him.
A horrible CGI moose and its eyes were like weirdly wonky or something. I was like, what am I looking at here? What is this? Who did this?
And then Madeline busts in and she's like, surprise! You didn't expect us to catch you, did you?
Right,
Here we are. Here to catch you.
Yeah.
It's like, what? The ramen noodles explode in the microwave.
Sure.
And all the FBI agents are like pulling out their guns. And he's like, it's chicken noodle. It's just chicken noodle. Calm down. So I was like, oh, get me out of here.
Yeah.
I was done.
I do believe this is the writer's first movie ever. Always a good sign.
And hopefully last.
And
Dude,
no,
it better be his last.
It's not.
If anyone is dumb enough to hire this loser to write anything else again, I'm talking children's storybook, like nothing. He better not ever write again. It was that bad.
Yeah.
Like I support a full Hollywood ban for everyone involved in this picture. It was that bad. This was the worst movie I have seen in a really long time.
The whole second half of the movie, I was trying to decide if it was satire or not.
Yeah, same.
Like if it was trying to make fun of the audience.
Yeah, I was like...
Or people like us who come and they're so critical of movies.
Yeah, and I had the same feeling. I was like, what in the hell are they trying to do here? What is this?
Yeah.
If Mel Gibson's treatment of women in the past wasn't enough to get him canceled, dude, this film should push everyone over the line. It was that bad. And listen to the synopsis of the film. Tell me if you think this describes the film.
Sure.
A pilot transports an air marshal accompanying a fugitive to trial. As they cross the Alaskan wilderness, tensions soar and trust is tested as not everyone on board is who they seem.
Wow. I mean...
The second half of that description is so incredibly off from what this movie is.
Oh, God.
There was no tension.
No.
There was no trust being tested. And we knew right from the get-go who everybody was. There was no question of like, oh, who here is not who.
Right. And you know why? Because the goddamn trailer ruined you knew the entire movie.
Yeah.
Why would they do this? You could have cut this trailer and just not had a lot of dialogue and just some tense moments. And dude, every part of this movie, I knew exactly what was going to happen before it happened. So what was the point?
Yeah.
Just why?
Yeah. Jared Rosenberg, again, as the writer, was offensive.
Offensive.
It was so bad.
Yeah, it was.
The dude has no business anywhere in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
No.
It seemed like he's never actually had a real conversation before.
Yes.
I know, maybe he hasn't. And then you've got Michelle Dockery playing Madeline.
Right.
She's the lead FBI agent. She finds herself as the pilot of this plane flying all by herself.
Yeah.
And apparently she calls like Vivek Ramaswamy and starts getting like the flight directions from him.
Oh.
And rather than take the conversation seriously, he hits on her and she's all flattered.
I know. She switches in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
She goes from being almost choked and killed to, oh, I can't wait to see you when I land.
He said, my voice is cute. I can't wait to meet him. Oh my gosh, my heart.
Barf.
But it was so nice because that reveal at the end when they finally saw each other, it was so wholesome. It worked so well.
Stupid.
Felt so natural, too.
I kept thinking the whole movie was going to end with them at dinner. I was like, oh God, kill me.
I would have been less frustrated had the flight literally crashed on takeoff and the movie ended 5 minutes in.
Oh, yeah.
If final credits rolled 5 minutes in, if
Right.
like the whole story is like completely abandoned,
Yeah.
flight takes off, birds strike, crash at the end of the
Sure.
runway, flames everywhere,
Right.
credits roll. I don't even know who these people are yet.
Yeah.
I mean, that early in the movie, I would have been like, what the heck? I want my money back. But I wouldn't have been nearly as mad as I am having sat through this entire 90-minute debacle. I mean, it was total trash.
It was. Yeah. I think I was in kind of a good mood or the right mood to see this. You guys are talking about this a minute ago. I was like watching this. It's like, is this supposed to be campy shit? Like, is this
Kolter liked it.
No, not quite.
Kolter liked it.
No, but
Kolter liked it, and he can't admit it now because I've been so hard.
I'll
He was coming in late. He was like, I'm going to rate this film a 4. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, crap, what am I going to do?
hang on, I just might. This movie is fun in the same way as throwing a cold chunk of poop at your sibling is fun. It has this kind of like...
Well, wait. Are we just going to go over that?
Yeah, wait a second.
Just universal. Everybody knows this example. Let's just...
It's got to be cold. If it's hot, it's too messy, it's too offensive. Cold chunk of poop is innocent enough. So I found myself like, what the hell is going on? Like laughing at the absurdity of like my brother and I kept looking back and forth at each other, and like, occasionally there were moments where there was a burst of like a little bit of humor, although I don't think some of it was intentful, and like some engagement until the plane flies through a mountain, and I was like, this is the stupidest shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And at that point I just kind of let go, and I was like, sure, do whatever the hell you want.
There isn't a single aspect of this film. I'm speechless.
Can I tell you? So one of the things that bugged me, I know very little, just because I was in the Air Force, people always think I knew how to fly. It's not how it works. But there'd be like, she'd be panicking and she'd finally get this thing, whatever, and the autopilot's on. Then it'll cut to a scene where the plane is flying across the mountains, and in the middle of the shot, the plane starts to bank. I'm like, what the are you doing? Like, this is not, no.
Yeah.
They get to the ship, right? They're flying. This is towards the end of the movie. They get to the ship. They're flying along, and they see the ship down there,
Yeah.
and they use that to kind of locate where the plane is. And then,
Yeah.
again, Vivek Ramaswamy is like, turn left to 122 degrees and hold that heading. And it just so happens that information was enough to like bring them perfectly on final. And not only they lined up
Yeah.
perfectly with the runway, but their glide path is also perfect. Like they're descending at the perfect. She's just like, oh
Right.
my goodness, look, there's the runway. And she's like in a perfect final. Oh my goodness. This film is bad.
Yeah. In a Cessna, dude, which I imagine is going to be bouncing around, like, especially over the mountains where you've got different patterns of wind going on. And it's just, at least as far as I understand, one of the bumpiest planes to be in because it's so small. It's a single engine plane.
I don't have anything else to say about this film.
Is there anything redeeming about this? Anything that you guys at all enjoyed?
Yeah, I liked the 90-minute runtime.
Yeah, I was going to say that too.
Again, I would have preferred
Short.
the 5-minute runtime. So I have a problem with that too.
I think at the very start when Mark Wahlberg first got on the plane, there was a little bit of subtlety in his kind of crudeness. And then it just went so off the rails. It was terrible.
I mean, one of the first things she notices is this small scratch on his neck, as if that's some giant indicator that something is horribly wrong with the situation.
The bright red marker on his neck.
Michelle Dockery and Topher Grace are so bad in this film that it makes Mark Wahlberg look like an Oscar-worthy actor.
That's true.
I hate to throw too many tomatoes at them because the writing was so bad. I mean, what do you expect from them? You could have put Meryl Streep in this film and she wouldn't have done anything any better. I mean, it was just so poor at its foundation.
Yeah, it was.
The effects, too. The CGI and practical were terrible.
Yeah.
That one scene where he's handcuffed to the plane and he pulls his hand out and the skin's ripping off.
Yeah.
What was that?
It was a lot better than the crash at the end when the plane crashes on the runway and sliding down or like just flying down the runway, spinning, on its belly. And all the ambulance and fire trucks doing 100 miles an hour down the runway,
They're
like
dodging the
debris and the shrapnel. Mark falls out.
Gets run over by a fire engine. The part I hated about that scene is she's being talked down and given instructions the whole time, and at the end he's just like, well, it, land the plane, like, good luck. You would think that putting the plane down on the runway would have been the most difficult thing in this little tiny ass plane. And he's like, well, you got it from here, I'll see you on the ground. Like, what?
Dude, he was thinking about the date. He wasn't thinking about getting her safely on the ground. planning dinner and
He's
romantic.
like, yeah,
evening.
I know I heard gunshots just a minute ago, but I cannot wait for this dinner with you.
Yeah. Oh, and your pilot. I'm sorry, he didn't make it. But yeah. So stupid.
This whole stupid thing where they're trying to figure out who the rat is or who's on the inside of the CIA, FBI, marshals, whoever the hell she's working with. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
How do some of these things pass muster? Who looks at the script and goes, "Yep, that's it. Let's greenlight this. Throw some money at it."
Mel Gibson, I guess.
You know what? You
Dude.
asked if there was anything about this film that was positive.
Yeah,
If I am an inspiring filmmaker,
sure.
this movie gives me a tremendous amount of hope.
No, that's true.
Because if this movie can make it, anything should be able to make it.
It was bad. It crossed into the territory of so bad it's good for me while we were watching it.
I knew you liked it. I knew you liked it. 4 stars coming.
4 stars.
Right at that first nosedive of the plane where the scene probably lasted like 3 to 5 minutes of the plane just diving towards the ground.
In a straight nosedive and they're fighting.
Yeah.
And she doesn't realize that the plane's going down. Like she fights off Daryl and then she's like kind of getting her wit. And then she looks out and realizes that, oh my gosh, we're in a straight nosedive.
It was exactly then that I was like, is this satire? Like, I wonder if this was on purpose.
Yeah,
but
they're in a complete nosedive after repeatedly telling the audience they were at 3,000 feet to begin with and a single engine. I'm assuming there's no coming back from that. It's not a fighter jet. It's...
Yeah, no.
So am I wrong, guys? Did I miss something? Did I take the film too seriously?
No.
Maybe.
No.
I don't. Maybe.
Are you telling me I've got to go watch it again?
It's definitely not a film to take seriously.
Yeah. I do firmly believe that both of you should revisit Flight Risk. I think there are some serious merits that both of you are missing, and I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, I'm not going to do that, Kolter.
Okay.
Not worth sitting through again.
I no.
There was no way that this movie could have been satire for me. There were so many continuity errors that they all added up by the end. I was like, this could not be on purpose.
Yeah.
There was no thought behind this.
Some of Winston's commentary was funny, but it was dumb funny.
Yeah.
It made me laugh.
It was so misplaced.
But it was...
Yeah.
It was the absurdity.
Is such a terrible character.
Yeah.
She was not believable in any way, shape, or form.
No.
Really bad.
Well, let's go ahead and rate it. What do you guys think?
0.5 star.
I'm going to give it 1 star.
I agree with both of you. This film is terrible. The worst movie I've seen in a long time. I give it 1 star. Please don't see this movie. And if you do, I don't care what you think about it. I don't want to hear it. Don't let me know. I want to forget this thing ever existed.
Listen, we could recommend just about anything here after watching this piece of shit. But since Flight Risk is basically Cape Fear in a plane, go watch that. Cape Fear is a 1991 thriller directed by the master Martin Scorsese. It stars Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, Jessica Lange, and Joe Don Baker. This film was somewhat of a departure for Scorsese, depicting a very violent character seeking revenge against his former lawyer. It is a terrifying and tragic tale of personal flaws and corruption, and this is an absolute must-watch, and good God, is it so much better than Flight Risk. Don't, please don't do that to yourselves.
Thank you for listening to Faster Film Critic, and please join us next episode when we discuss The Brutalist, directed by Brady Corbet. This film is cleaning up this awards season. You can also follow us on Letterboxd, Cinetrack, and Instagram. Email us at fasterfilmcritic@gmail.com. Hit us up with any questions, comments, feedback, or review requests, and please share this episode with your movie-loving friends.